Hey everyone, how's it going? It is either way Wendy Chavez coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For now, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello, Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. And become a member. There's lots of perks. Also, wraithax.eth domain name. So I feel like I am in a bit of a zugzwang because I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. I either have to give palliative care to the crypto bros saying, tell me it's going to be okay, which of course I do, or I have to go and be super harsh. People are like begging me to go ask questions about OMI to the Akomi team, which, I understand, but again, they're not talking about it for a reason, and I've gone over that in the last video, I'll go over that again. But there's a couple things I do want to go over as far as, hey, what happens if, and these are just timelines and scenarios. Best case scenario, OMI gets a couple of things of utility by the end of this year. I'm definitely expecting the season 0 reward, which is just staking. It's just OMI going into a spot wallet on the app. We already have it on the app. We at least already have a wallet for OMI on the app. It's just to be able to say, hey, lock this in for X amount of months, days, weeks, years, whatever it is. And then we get MCP points for however much OMI we stake up and for how long. Cool. I'm A-okay with that. That hopefully we get that in Q3, but I'm really not expecting that until Q4. And I'm really hoping to get that in Q4. But that's, a most likely scenario. And then let's say continuing that in Q1 of next year, we would most likely get the OMI to waitlist tickets. Now, could that happen in Q4 as well? Sure, that very well could. I'm really not expecting that until next year, though, early next year. Now, in the best case scenario, we get, the first thing in Q3, and then we get the OMI to waitlist tickets in Q4, and then A-okay, we are doing good. OMI's doing like a 5x by that point. I don't know if it's going to do that much. But again, some people say, okay, well, how are they going to get this done? They have so many things that they're doing. You guys know that they bifurcate that, right? And it's just, you have one separate team specifically for OMI, another separate team specifically for Veve, an entirely separate team for Veveverse, and they all are going to fusion Ha together, and they will make the greatest thing in the world. But as of right now, those things are split up. And I know my behavior might seem a little mercurial just because I am talking about, hey, best case scenario and worst case scenario in a video, but you asked for it, so. Worst case scenario, we don't get anything the rest of this year. The frustration with OMI falls into frustration with Veve, and people spend less, and let's say no longer are they making 3 to 4 million a month. Maybe they're only making 500,000 to 1 million a month. That's a big drop in revenue. So, again, this is the worst case scenario. Let's say you do have another turn down in the economy. Let's say big bad stuff going over here. Speaking of which, I have something I want to show you guys. Look at these stamps that were sent to me. I mean, the stamps weren't sent to me, something else was sent to me, but look at these stamps. They reminiscent of things on the Veve app. Anyway, worst case scenario, that happens. I've already, by the time you guys see this video, most likely I will be at work, and I will have extended my contract from, it's supposed to end in Q3 of this year, and I will extend it until the end of Q4, so the end of this year. And worst case scenario, I have to do something crazy early next year. If we do not have any OMI utility by Q1 of next year, I will do something, it's work-wise, I will do something very, very crazy. And I might go away for a little while. I will come back with well over 200 million OMI if that happens, but I'll more on that when the time comes. But the price action, if OMI does not have any utility by the end of this year, you might see it down quite a bit low from where it is now. Like, you might see the predicted 0004. That had been set by God's entry quite a while ago, and it is possible we get there if we continue to get no utility. However, God's entry has done a little bit of a 180 and now is saying, hey, it's possible for OMI to get to 5 cents. Now, obviously, he thinks that's going to be in like the height of the next bull market, and yeah, 5 cents is fine. It's a fine prediction. But it just goes to show someone that is like one of this year's biggest bear has suddenly turned a little bit bullish, at least for the long-term version of the token. Anything can happen within the next couple months. What are the odds of each thing? Best thing, most likely to happen, and the worst case scenario? A worst case scenario, I would say, a 10 to 15% chance, meaning that nothing gets done, by the end of this year. Both things get done, and we have not only that, but maybe I don't think OMI NFT would happen this year. I would say like Q1, Q2 next year. But let's say best case scenario, everything hits just like we want it to, and we're at like half a penny, whatever. I would also say that maybe like a 20-25% chance. But the most likely scenario where we just get one form of utility, at least to start, huzzah, we find out we can move forward, and they just move the ball forward a little bit. I would say that's most likely scenario, probably about 50%. Again, comment all your predictions down below. Let me know what you're thinking. But I think that's got a pretty propitious avenue. And also, we do have, I won't say the name, I won't call them out, but they say not hearing any updates on Akomi is frustrating. And then Alex had to go and tweet at the guy saying, perhaps you missed it after the 45-minute mark. And that's just when they had said, oh, hey, just because we're not talking about something doesn't mean we're not working on it. Quite the opposite. It means we are working on it, just silently. So again, that is Alex just kind of soft confirming that they were mentioning OMI without mentioning OMI. Again, why they're not, I'm not sure. Anyway, on to the métier. My métier, just the news for Veve since the last video. But before I do that, shout out to Ajuri Abari Nagel, who is saying, I am most humbled and honored by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's recognition of the need for more hard work ahead, as I have been appointed as his official spokesperson and special advisor to the president on media and publicity. I will give my best as always. I love you all. And obviously that is the president of Nigeria, and this is his photo. He decided to go with that. Very proud of him, and I wonder what particular media outlets he's going to go on. Quandary. Anyway, back to the Veve news. In the last video, I mentioned my newest whale just happened to ask about Astro Boy, and I was telling him all about the Chinese and Japanese brands, all the Asian brands he should get, and then he immediately goes out and buys an Ido. I think he just went out and bought the rest of the set. It was just funny what he did. Speaking of funny things, you have Austin Schemy over on the Twitter saying, Reverend Alex G on the recent AMA says David Yu has been gathering more IP, as you see on his Instagram. Now, he posts a lot on Instagram for many great things. One of those things that he had posted, which I don't think Alex was referencing, I just think it happens to be coincidence in there, is Pokemon. And you just see him, he's in front of the Mewtwo. It's supposed to be the lab on Cinnabar Island, and then he has like some Pikachu food there. Again, look how happy David is. I think it's really just coincidence. I think Alex was really just going and saying, hey, some of the IP that you've seen on Instagram, is stuff that he's been getting. I don't think it was mentioned specifically for Pokemon. I think it was meant for other stuff, but let's take a look. Other stuff, meaning Ken, over from the Street Fighter Capcom license, which we had. Other stuff including Alibaba, really great, which again, I doubt we have Alibaba just for their cloud services. I'm pretty sure we're going to be using Alipay and other things. And then obviously you do have Veve with Vive Studios as well for their headsets. If anyone's ever tried the HTC Vive, comment down below what you really thought of it, because I really, really liked it. Also, Veve is doing, again, another weekly sweepstakes, saying don't miss your chance to win. This week's social sweepstakes is going down on Instagram. 3 lucky winners will receive a number 6 Mike Magnolia Batman blue and yellow variant. Enter by August 3rd at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All you have to do is like the Instagram and comment someone who you want to go and introduce. So if you want to put down at Randy Chavez, at Real Randy Chavez, you can. I've been a lot of times people do that, and it's fine. It's fine. Go ahead and do it. We also have Grubba B saying, just like that, I'm level 96. So he is level 96, and he says it's only about 90 days until he becomes level 100. Absolute bananas. Shout out to him for that. And we do have a sale of a gold card, not the gold and silver logo card, not the actual gold and silver logo. It's the physical card that goes along with it. Somebody bought that. I think it was for like $500. So just if you have those cards, apparently they're worth around $500. Anyway, I'm very excited for the drops this week. As long as they keep dropping fire, as long as they keep making that 3 to 4 million a month, at least grossing that much, they'll be fine. The tech is currently getting corrected. We're super lucky to have Mitch. You know, as long as the money keeps coming in, it'll be fine. Guys, everything's going to be okay, not financial advice. But that being said, everyone comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashie. Bye-bye, Dashie. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Meow, 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 meow.